When it comes to card sleeves for Magic the Gathering, Pokémon, and other standard-size trading card games, determining which product provides perfect protection for your prized possessions will often require prolonged pontification on the part of the player. Precisely why this video will aim to help you in your deliberations by comparing and contrasting the KMC Silky sleeves, the Pro Team sleeves made by Ultra Pro, Legion's line of brick sleeves, and the brand new classic style of card sleeves from Dragon Shield, which hope to recreate the original recipe of cardboard tank armor. But with so many choices, some are better than others, sometimes by a lot. Let's take a look. KMC, manufacturer of some of the most consistently high-quality card sleeves on the market today, has released a line of Silky-style sleeves. I'm not quite sure what the silky desire they feel players have is, as their line of hypermats already provide the best shuffle feel of any sleeve on the market, even if the quality of those hypers has slipped noticeably in the past year. Unlike the hypers, the Silky sleeves do not have a matte back, but rather a kind of frosted, smooth back. A lot of glossy sleeves have the problem of a not-so-great shuffle feel, so this frosted, or I suppose silky back, is what KMC is trying for here. The sleeves work fine for either single or double sleeving, but they have a critical flaw. The slightest abrasive pressure causes them to scratch and scuff permanently. As you can see, running my finger along the back of this sleeve makes it noticeably marked. This is unacceptable. When you shuffle your cards, there is always going to be some contact that they make with one another. The KMC Silky sleeves become scratched to, pardon my language, hell after only a few mash shuffles. This means if you are sitting down to play F&M, a judge will likely ask you to change sleeves. Durability is about in line with the declined quality of the hyper mats, meaning they don't hold up great under pressure, but still are unlikely to split during regular shuffling. Pros: acceptable shuffle feel, can be used for both double and single sleeving. Cons: well, currently there's only 2 colors available, and as I said, only average durability. But the biggest, of course, is that they scratch incredibly easily. And so no, I am sorry, but the scratching is an instant red flag. It means you can't use this product for its intended purpose. The scratches will count as marked cards. Even at the Friday night level of gameplay, you will have to change sleeves, so you can't use these sleeves. And again, the lightest pressure causes it consistently. It makes the grade on these a flat fail. I do not believe you can use these. Buy anything else instead. New from Legion are the brick sleeves. Sold in boxes of 100, the sleeves have a matte back and glossy front. These work for both single and double sleeving, however the first noticeable issue is the lack of a fully opaque back. In fact, I would say the Legion brick sleeves are pretty transparent, at least as far as the lighter colors are concerned. Here we see that Pretty Pink and Atomic Orange colors have very transparent backs. This of course creates a problem for gameplay, especially if you have double-faced cards in your deck, or perhaps some cards that have scratches or other marks on their backs. Some of the darker colors, black of course, as well as this electric blue, are opaque enough that this should not be an issue, so if you are interested in purchasing the bricks, I'd stick to those darker colors. In fact, quite frankly, I'd really stick to black. Shuffle feel is smooth, very smooth, verging on overly slippery, even after extensive use. Really good for mash shuffling, though. Despite their name, the Legion bricks are not particularly thick or durable. They are of average quality when it comes to splitting, and sadly do not have that super welded quality the Legion double matte illustrated sleeves have, or at least had. Still unclear on that. Pros, matte back and a smooth shuffle feel. And of course you can use these for both single and double sleeving. Cons, they're thin and of only average durability, and most notably of all, they are not fully opaque. The grade is a solid C, as these are average sleeves in terms of overall quality. Moving along, now you can feel as though you are playing at a competitive event with the Pro Team White Deck Protector sleeves from Ultra Pro. These Pro Team sleeves feature a clean white design with a UP Ultra Pro logo. Sleeve interior is colored light gray to minimize contrast and to help provide opacity. Maybe not 100% in terms of that opacity, but it's close enough. Also, strictly aesthetically speaking, I rather like the minimalist white back and sleek visual effect of the gray interior. The sleeves have a non-glare front that is somewhere between the regular Ultra Pro sleeves and their glazed Pro Mats. I think they have found the perfect balance with this medium matte glaze, as it prevents glare but doesn't overly dull the colors of the card like the Pro Mats do. Ultra Pro, this front should just become your standard offering. It's excellent. Unfortunately, the backs aren't the typical stippled matte you are accustomed to with Ultra Pro, but rather are a matte-like material that I would best describe as glazed or embossed. Glossy without the gloss, if that makes any sense. Whatever they've done with the backs here, they do provide a softer feel than a typical glossy sleeve, and have a noticeably high seal strength around all edges of the card. That's actually one of the first cons of these sleeves. While that seal strength means these are less likely to split than the average Ultra Pro, it creates an awkward lip around the edges of the sleeve. You can feel the notable protrusion just by running your finger along it. And when mass shuffling, it's not terrible, but it's far from optimal. The sleeves keep catching on the edges. This seems to be the big Ultra Pro trade-off, as their basic matte-backed sleeves have a very pleasant shuffle feel, but are thin and extremely prone to splitting. Here we have a thicker sleeve, greater all-around quality, and a tight weld, but the shuffle feel gets sacrificed. And so this seems to now be the Ultra Pro trade-off. The standard Ultra Pro sleeves with the matte stippled back have a great shuffle feel, but are very thin and very prone to splitting. Here, Ultra Pro has made a thicker, tighter, much more durable sleeve, but it lost that shuffle feel. It's unfortunate we can't combine the best of both worlds. So this created quite the quandary for me. These are obviously one of the better Ultra Pro sleeves in a long time, a very long time, and yet that protrusion along the edge really holds them back. You saw how durable they were. I absolutely love the half-glazed front, the gray back. And again, shuffling isn't that bad, but it isn't very good. I kept going back and forth, somewhere in the B territory, B- perhaps, to highlight the problems of the edge, or B+ to hold up the positives of the durability and other design aspects. In the end, I'm just going to have to meet in the middle and say this is a B. And I hope very much I've made clear the strengths and weaknesses of this particular sleeve to those interested. My hope is that with the next iteration, Ultra Pro can give us a better shuffle feel on these, and get rid of that protrusion around the edges without sacrificing the other areas. Do that, Ultra Pro, and you might finally have an excellent sleeve, but you're not quite there yet. Dragon Shield delighted fans everywhere with their recent release of their classic style sleeves. These classic style sleeves are glossy and supposedly tough, in the same manner as the original line of now discontinued Dragon Shield sleeves, hence the classic label. So they've brought them back. Hooray! Or maybe, as these are manufactured in a different factory and not all aspects are immediately identical. First is the fact that these new classic sleeves lay flat. Most players will likely agree this is an upgrade, as the original Dragon Shields were well known for their out-of-the-box curl and often miscut lengths. These new classic styles do not suffer from the old miscut issues, and they are completely flat out of the box. So this immediately appears as an improvement from the original recipe, as those were two of the bigger, more consistent complaints. Like with most Dragon Shields, only the darkest colors are fully opaque. opaque, and even these crimson red sleeves are somewhat transparent enough to see the card back. And unfortunately, this has always been an issue from Dragon Shield, as it is present throughout their line, including the mattes. But I feel the real question is durability. Will these new classics hold up like the originals? The answer is mostly very, very close. As you can see from the stretch test, while they do eventually split, some sooner than others, these classic Dragon Shields are noticeably tougher than anything else out there. I think it is very fair to say that any sleeve that can withstand this level of pressure from me is incredibly unlikely to split on you during shuffling, and very likely to stay with you a long, long time. Now, like most glossy sleeves, the Dragon Shield Classics do become a little sticky over time, but in my testing, I have found this to be nowhere near as big a problem as there was with the original Dragon Shields. Still, it seems that what we are doing is trading a little bit in the way of durability for a sleeve that comes flat out of the box and doesn't acquire quite so much stick. I think that's a very fair trade-off. A quick reminder about how to tell which Dragon Shield is in which box. Mattes with this symbol are the newest version, the version 2s, which have less sharp corners and better shuffle feel than the original version 1s. If it does not have that symbol, then it's the first version. The original Dragon Shields, of which there actually are many still floating around for sale at local game stores, simply have a box like these, while the new line of classics are thankfully marked as such. I'm really happy that Arcane Tinmen is now offering us both classic and matte styles of their sleeves, and these remain some of the absolute best sleeves on the market. While not quite perfect, they are close, and the classics, as well as the mattes, are an ever-impressive A-. I hope very much this video has been of some help to you. Brand new playmat available in the Tolarian Community College Student Store at www.tolariancommunitycollege.com. And yes, coffee mugs are back in stock as well. And this program was made possible thanks to a sponsorship from Card Kingdom, as well as the Patreon support of viewers such as you. So thank you.